So let's compare Nigeria to Libya. Today we'll break our comparison down into 6 categories: basic information, geography, people, economies, militaries, and of course any other random crap I could think of. Nigeria and Libya are 2 African nations, each with its own unique history and background. Nigeria, located in West Africa, gained independence from British rule on October 1, 1960, establishing itself as a republic in 1963. Meanwhile, Libya, situated in North Africa along the Mediterranean, became independent on December 24, 1951, and transformed into the Libyan Arab Republic in 1969 after a significant revolution. Nigeria's head of state and government is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who assumed office in 2023 and is a member of the All Progressives Congress, APC. On the other hand, Libya has a unique political structure due to its ongoing transitional phase. Its government is currently led by Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dbeibah under the Government of National Unity, established to help unify the country, though leadership has faced challenges with rival factions. Nigeria's national animal is the eagle, symbolizing strength and resilience, which can be seen here on the country's coat of arms. Libya's national animal is the Barbary lion. Once native to North Africa, this majestic lion represents courage and pride and holds a special place in Libyan heritage. Both Nigeria and Libya have distinct governmental structures. Nigeria operates as a federal republic, where power is divided between the central government in Abuja and its 36 states, allowing each state a level of autonomy. Libya, however, is officially a unitary state, though its government structure is currently transitional. The central government, based in Tripoli, holds most of the authority, though regional groups have significant influence in some areas due to the country's ongoing political restructuring. The flag of Nigeria consists of 3 vertical stripes, one green, one white, and another green. The green represents Nigeria's lush landscape and agriculture, while the white symbolizes peace and unity. Libya's flag, on the other hand, has a more complex design with 3 horizontal stripes, red on top, black in the middle with a white crescent and star, and green at the bottom. This flag was originally introduced in 1951, symbolizing Libyan unity, Islam, and prosperity. However, Libya briefly changed its flag during Gaddafi's rule to a solid green color before returning to its original design in 2011. By African standards, both Nigeria and Libya are actually pretty decently sized countries. Nigeria has an area of 923,768 square kilometers, or in American terms, 356,669 square miles. Libya, on the other hand, is much larger, covering about 1,759,540 square kilometers, or 679,360 square miles. This makes Libya almost twice the size of Nigeria. For comparison, this is Libya and Nigeria placed in Europe. Here are the 2 placed over Africa, here they are over the United States, here they are placed over South America, this is them over Asia, and here they are over Australia. Overall, Nigeria is the 14th largest country in Africa, ahead of Namibia but behind Tanzania. Meanwhile, Libya is the 4th largest country in Africa, ahead of the Republic of Chad but behind Sudan. Nigeria's territory consists of about 1.4% water and 98.6% land. Meanwhile, Libya's territory is around 0.1% water and a whopping 99.9% land. Libya has a significantly longer coastline than Nigeria, with a total of 1,180 miles or 1,900 kilometers compared to Nigeria's 530 miles or 853 kilometers. Nigeria is divided up into 36 states and 1 federal capital territory. Niger State is Nigeria's largest state by area, while Lagos State is the smallest. Lagos, the nation's largest city, is also in Lagos State, which has the highest population, home to over 20 million people. Meanwhile, Federal Capital Territory is Nigeria's least populous state, with around 1 million residents. Libya, on the other hand, is divided up into 22 districts. Al-Kufra is the largest district by area, covering vast stretches of desert, while Tripoli is the smallest. Tripoli district, home to Libya's capital and largest city, is also the most populous district, with over 1 million people, while Mazak district, deep in the Sahara, has one of the lowest populations. Tripoli is Libya's capital city while Abuja is Nigeria's capital city. Nigeria borders Benin, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, at a total of 4 countries. Libya, on the other hand, borders Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Niger, Algeria, and Tunisia, totaling 6 countries. Nigeria and Libya have some geographic differences, though both countries do have vast, open landscapes. Nigeria's terrain includes coastal plains in the south, rainforests, and savannas, with its highest point being Chappal Wadi in the east. Libya, on the other hand, is mostly desert, dominated by the Sahara, with some coastal plains along the Mediterranean and the Tibesti Mountains in the south near the Chad border. Libya's highest point is Bikubiti in the Tibesti Range. Nigeria has a tropical climate in the south, with hot, humid weather and a wet season, while the north is drier and can even experience desert-like conditions. Libya, however, has a much hotter, arid climate almost everywhere except along the Mediterranean coast, where cities like Tripoli enjoy milder temperatures. Both Nigeria and Libya are home to significant rivers that have shaped their human settlements. In Nigeria, the Niger River flows through major cities like Lokoja and Onitsha, while the Benue River connects towns like Makurdi and Yola. In Libya, however, rivers are rare due to its desert landscape. Instead, Libya relies heavily on underground aquifers and man-made water systems, such as the Great Man-Made River, to supply cities like Tripoli and Benghazi. Both Nigeria and Libya are among the most populous and least populous countries in Africa, though they have very different population growth rates. Nigeria is home to over 223 million people and has a high population growth rate of about 2.5%. Libya, on the other hand, has a much smaller population of around 7 million people, with a low growth rate of about 1.4%. Overall, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa ahead of Ethiopia and Egypt. Meanwhile, Libya is the 35th most populous country behind Sierra Leone and ahead of the Congo. Overall, for every Libyan person there are about 31.85 Nigerians. Nigeria, with 241 people per square kilometer or 624 people per square mile, is much more densely populated than Libya, which has just 4 people per square kilometer or about 10 people per square mile, and the size of Nigeria's 5 largest cities certainly reflects this. Nigeria's 5 largest cities are Lagos, Kano, Ibadan, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. And because my Arabic absolutely sucks, here is my Arabic teacher to tell you about Libya's largest cities.
Libya's 5 largest cities are Tripoli, Benghazi, Misrat, Zawa, and Bed.
Though Abuja may have a relatively smaller city population, its metro area is absolutely humongous. Nigeria has large population pockets around Lagos and in the northern regions near Kano. In Libya, the biggest population center is along the Mediterranean coast, especially around Tripoli and Benghazi, with smaller population pockets scattered in cities like Misrata and Zawiya. About 75% of Nigerians speak English at home as their official language, while 90% speak Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo, and 10% speak something else. In Libya, around 95% of the population speaks Arabic as their first language, while 3% speak Berber, and about 2% speak something else. Nigeria has one of the highest English-speaking populations in Africa, with over 115 million speakers. Libya also has a significant number of English speakers, totaling around 2 million across the country. In Nigeria, about 49% of the population are Christians, 48% are Muslims, and 3% follow traditional African religions or something else. In Libya, around 97% of the population are Muslims, while 3% are non-religious or follow other beliefs. About 50.4% of Nigerians are female, while about 49.6% are male. In Libya, approximately 49.5% of the population is female, and around 50.5% is male. Nigeria's median age is 18.1, showing a very young population, while Libya's median age is 30.3. Both countries have relatively youthful populations, with Nigeria being one of the youngest in Africa. Nigeria is often seen as Africa's primary economic powerhouse, and its economy is certainly reflective of that title. Everything from oil and textiles to Nollywood movies and Afrobeats is produced there. With an impressive GDP of $199 billion, Nigeria has the 4th largest economy in Africa, behind Algeria and ahead of Morocco. Libya's economy is also trying with a GDP of $44 billion. It has Africa's 16th largest economy behind Tunisia and ahead of Zimbabwe. In 2022, before the decline of the Naira, Nigeria's economy grew by 3.3%, while Libya's economy was a tad slower at 2.5%. Nigeria's population makes up about 15% of Africa's total population, while its economy contributes roughly 11% to the continent's GDP. Libya's population, by contrast, accounts for just 1.2% of Africa's total, but its economy makes up about 2% of Africa's GDP. Nigeria is home to some major brands like Dangote, Globacom, GT Bank, Access Bank, Innocent Motors, and Nigerian breweries. Libya, on the other hand, is known for key brands like National Oil Corporation, Libyana, and Olmeda Al Jadid. Libya's GDP per capita of $6,482 is comparable to that of Algeria, Cape Verde, and South Africa. Nigeria's GDP per capita of $877 is comparable to places like Mali, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. Overall, Libya's GDP per capita is about 7.4 times higher than Nigeria's GDP per capita. Nigeria uses the naira while Libya uses the dinar. $1 is equal to 4.81 Libyan dinar and 1,641 naira. In 2023, Libya imported around $20.52 billion worth of goods and exported about $36.34 billion worth of goods. Meanwhile, Nigeria imported approximately $54.1 billion in goods and exported around $48.7 billion. About 8.2% of Libya's population is unemployed, while Nigeria has a higher unemployment rate of 33.3%. Nigeria's richest person is Aliko Dangote, the CEO of Dangote Group, with a net worth of around $13 billion. In Libya, the wealthiest individual is Mohamed Al-Moklaouf, who has an estimated net worth of $1 billion. The average income in Nigeria is approximately $2,300 per year, while in Libya, it's around $4,400 per year. Nigeria has approximately 120,000 active duty military personnel and about 30,000 reserve personnel. Libya, on the other hand, has around 100,000 active duty personnel with an estimated 20,000 in reserve. Overall, Nigeria boasts around 150,000 total military personnel, while Libya has about 120,000. Nigeria spends about $2.1 billion on its military each year, while Libya allocates around $1.5 billion. Overall, Nigeria is ranked as having Africa's 4th strongest military, while Libya is ranked as having Africa's 11th strongest military. Football or soccer is the most popular sport in both Nigeria and Libya, with a passionate fan base and most recent rivalry among these two countries. Nigeria has a rich football history, with its national team, the Super Eagles, winning the Africa Cup of Nations 3 times. Libya also has a competitive football scene, but has never won the Africa Cup of Nations. Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos is Nigeria's busiest airport, handling approximately 8.5 million passengers in 2022. Meanwhile, Mitiga International Airport serves as Libya's primary airport, welcoming around 2.5 million passengers in 2022. Nigeria's most famous landmark is undoubtedly the Oso Rock in Abuja, a prominent natural rock formation that stands as a symbol of the country. Libya's most famous landmark is the ancient Roman ruins of Sabratha, known for its stunning theater and well-preserved mosaics, showcasing the rich history of the region. On YouTube, Sofian, with 1.14 million subscribers, is Libya's most subscribed channel, while Nigeria's most subscribed channel is Mark Angel Comedy, boasting 9.31 million subscribers. Click here to watch my comparison of Nigeria and South Africa.